Now, Sadia Sukhraj will be laid to rest today. eNCA's Dasen Thathiah is following the story. He joins us now live from Durban. Dasen, of course, we are going to hear from family and friends about this little girl and the impact she had on their lives.
And it seems that that impact has reached far and wide in this community, Shahan. I mean, even now, the funeral's only expected to get underway at the Christian Revival Center in a little while. We understand that the procession is at the home right now, but people are already streaming in, many people coming to pay their respects. And even last night when we saw that protest outside the police station, remember, that was largely because of the anger in the community over what had happened. In fact, I have with me now Pastor Paul Lutchman of the Christian Revival Center. Pastor, thank you for taking the time. Just as a community leader as well in this area, I'm sure you witnessed what took place outside the police station. There seems to be a lot of anger, and it seems to have been ignited by what happened with little Sadia Sukhraj. Why has it come to a head now?
I have a mixed feeling about this whole situation here. The Indian community at large, especially Chatsworth and surrounding area, has been neglected on visible policing. And crime has gone really out of control. As a community leader, I'm here to hold the peace and reconcile all community members. But what my plea is to the government is, we need the army to be deployed. Our polices are trying, but they're under-resourced. And we are not at war with our neighboring countries. My concern is, why can't we get the help from the army side so that there'll be a deterrent, so criminal elements will not take advantage over the situation that is taking place all over the land right now.
Pastor, we've seen some really upsetting stories, and even those involving children coming out of the broader Chatsworth area in the past few years. So I think the question then remains, why did it take this incident now to get this kind of response, or have there been these kinds of tensions between the community and police prior to this?
Recently, we've been having a lot of barricades taking place over public roads. And sad to say, the police never did what they did last night. Last night they took away the burning tires, which was fair, but they never did it previously. So a precedent has been taking place in Chatsworth and surrounding area, where public institutions are being vandalized, destroyed, etc. And very little has come forth from the police side. Last night, when there was a simple demonstration of the anger to vet out the concerns of what is going on in Chatsworth, the police took a strong arm tactic, and that's very, very disheartening.
But religious leaders and community leaders like yourself have a role to play in keeping the peace to a certain extent.
Yes, what we are doing is we are trying to bring the role players together. I've been just informed tomorrow at 10 o'clock we are meeting at the Chatsworth police station, and we're trying to find the solution. Visible policing and the help from the army will resolve this matter speedily. 5 or 6 years ago, there was a deployment of about 200 policemen with vehicles that brought the crime down. KDAC was in control at the time, and there was a request, and Viswan Reddy helped us to bring in that contingent of task team. And Becky Taylor was also involved with us, and we brought the crime down rapidly.
Pastor, just to come back to the funeral that's going to be starting very shortly, did you know the family personally and little Sadia?
Yes, I've known the family for the last 50 years. Senior pastor Sukhraj was a pastor of this church. His son, Prem Sukhraj, was also a pastor at this church. His grandson is Shalendra. His daughter passed away in this incident that took place 2 days ago.
Obviously a very traumatic time for the family.
Yes, extremely traumatic. And we want to help in wherever we can to bring some peace to our community so that we can reconcile all the community role plays together and bring the peace to our community.
Okay, and lastly, what kind of turnout are we expecting today?
We're expecting at least 5,000 people to congregate at this church. We see 3,000. I know there's going to be an overflow, and we're trying to do our best to accommodate the people. I'm asking the Metro Police, do not find the people that are parked in the pavements.
Thank you so much for your time, Pastor.
Thank you, sir.
Shahan, it sounds like a few thousand people expected at this church today as little Sadia Sukhraj is laid to rest. Her death has really had an impact in the community, and it's also now mobilized them to take a stand against crime.